Welcome to What's Up with Bowling Green Winlectric. We're your go-to podcast for lighting tips, interior design insights, and expert advice on all things home, electrical, and design. Join us as we chat with local guests, electricians, and designers as we dive into the world of DIY tips, building ideas, and indoor-outdoor home solutions to help you create the perfect ambiance indoors and out. Hey guys, thanks for joining us with our latest episode of What's Up with Winlectric. As always, I'm Sean, and this is Ty and Robert with TVA, and they're going to help us understand a little bit more about the TVA incentives that are available and how they can help us out in understanding them and what money they can put in our pockets. So, guys, if you don't mind, Ty and Robert, just for those of you who are watching, not listening, of course, but can you tell us a little bit first about yourselves?
Perfect. I'll go first. So, John, thanks for having us. Really appreciate being here. My name's Robert Mason. I am the Business Development Manager for the TVA Energy Rate Program. I've been working with TVA for a little over 10 years now. I've seen the program kind of grow and contract, and right now we're in an expansion period, which is great, but our whole role as a team are to help work with vendors like yourself, electrical contractors, architects, engineers, and help educate them about the incentives and have you guys feel empowered to go to your customers and talk about the incentives and help them get some money.
Right. So what got you into this role? Where'd you come from?
So,
tell us your life story.
Funny enough, my dad has been in the energy industry, or was in the industry for a little over 40 plus years.
Wow.
I got my degree in marketing, had no desire to do any kind of energy efficiency, but I graduated in 2010, and that's when the market absolutely plummeted.
Right.
Found a random job in Syracuse, New York, moved up there,
Wow.
and was doing direct install programs, so selling lights and HVAC units to small businesses. Ended up moving down to Nashville to work on the big commercial C&I side, and one way or another got pushed over from the vendor side to the incentive side.
Gotcha.
And I've been with the TVA program ever since.
Gotcha. Now, Ty, tell us a little bit about you and how you got started with TVA.
Yeah, so I'm Ty Burklow. I am the business developer for the Kentucky area for the TVA Energy Right Incentives. Unlike Robert, I'm new to the program. I'm about 4 to 5 months in.
You's a baby.
I know, right? I know, right? So, exactly. So how I got into it was I've been in, throughout my career, many different things. I've been in manufacturing, also nonprofit, things like that. The funny thing is, when I was in manufacturing many years ago, we participated in the TVA, a rapid response program.
Oh, wow.
Producing energy during the peak demands.
Yeah.
So I knew about the program. When I heard about it, it always interested me, and I love the manufacturing side of it. So I had the opportunity, and I'm excited to be a part of the team in the program.
Nice, nice. So, coming from my side of it, which is electrical distribution side, when the TVA incentives first announced, we were like, finally. And then we were like, wow, that's a lot of work. And we fairly quickly became a PPN partner, preferred partner network is what it is. And to tell the listeners a little bit about PPN, I guess before I go further into what I was going to say, can you actually explain what a PPN partner is?
So the Preferred Partners Network is our version of what nationally is called a trade-out-like program. So utilities will partner with vendors within their territory and across the nation to help facilitate projects for their customers. So it's a way to kind of empower contractors and vendors within their area to then say, hey, Mr. Customer, we can help you get some money. We've partnered with X utility, in this case TVA, and we can go out and get you some money. And we do that because there's only now 7 of us, and there's 500 plus PPNs in our network.
Right.
You all can promote the program way better than we can, and also you're the experts within your field.
So what I kind of explained to our customers and even the end users is what it really means for us being a PPN partner is that you have to go through us to get to y'all, in a sense.
Yep.
So we're in a sense like a liaison between the end user and TVA.
100%.
Is that the way, an easy? That's good because I'm glad I've been saying that.
No, that's 100%. Because Ty and I, we can't go out and start talking with customers directly our kind of role as a program are, the local power companies are our customers.
Right.
The end use customers, not our customers. So we have to make sure that the local power companies feel comfortable with us being in the field. However, you all have still the business, so we can kind of go through the PPN and make sure that the program is talked about through you all. So that's kind of our avenue.
Yeah, I really hadn't thought of that, even with talking to you guys. And I think one of you actually mentioned it at the store one day, and I still don't think it actually made the impact that it just did when you said is the end user, myself as a homeowner, I am not your customer.
Correct.
Your customer is EPB or in Warren County, WRECC, or,
That's right.
Bowling Green. So wow, I guess that never really hit me.
I mean, TVA as a whole, it just seems like this big entity.
Yeah.
And everyone knows TVA, but at the end of the day, that local power company are the people that we have to respect and make sure that their needs are being met. However, at the end of the day, like their customers are coming to us too, so we have to make that balance and make sure that we're respecting everyone's boundaries.
Gotcha. So, getting back to what I was saying before I so rudely interrupted myself, is that initially we were like, great, TVA has a rebate program, and then it was like a lot of work, and we very quickly once we learned about it, became a PPM partner, and we did a few jobs, but man, quite frankly, the end user just didn't want to go through all the different steps it took, and it took so long. The process is so delayed. So now that leads me into with what you guys started probably like a year ago or 2 years ago, which is the fast track program.
Yep.
I couldn't think of the word program for a second. So the fast track program, which it is exactly as it is stated. It's a fast track to get that rebate. So Ty, would you tell a little bit about the fast track?
So as you mentioned, our standard LED setup is a little bit longer process. You have to do that application, get submitted, go through the approval. With that fast track, it's for the situations of where, okay, I've been approved of this additional capital to get these lights in. I need to get it installed now before they change their mind. So in the way the fast track is, you're able to do that project, which includes 5 different fixtures. And we had the pre-approved. You have our T8s, 2 foot, 4 foot U-bend, then also 2x2 and 2x4 panels that you just take out your current lights, put those lights in, then you'll qualify for a set amount per light fixture.
Yeah.
And you can apply for 6 months after the job's completed. So that's the great thing about it. You don't have to wait for the pre-approval, things like that.
Yeah, that's on the kind of the standard rebate is you have to get approval on it, which means you have to go through all these steps. I'm not going to get into all that because I'll maybe talk about that at a later time, but you have to go through a lot of hoops, which it's beneficial. I'm not trying to say it's not beneficial in the long run, but you do have to get approval, which means you can't start the job until that approval happens. And a lot of times what we were coming into is the end user was like, no, I need this to go now. Right. And so it seems like they don't make the decision until it's time to start,
Right.
So, but the fast track is amazing. And just like you said, 2 foot, 3 foot, no, excuse me. Yeah, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 2 foot,
2 foot and 4 foot.
2 foot and 4 foot, and U-bend. I knew better than that. And then the 2x2s and 2x4s. Yeah. Really, what we've seen the most of is, of course, the 4 foot tubes, the 2x2s and 2x4s.
Yep.
And it really is, guys. If you're watching, you can see my eyes, big eyes. It really is that easy. Like, it seems like it's still going to be a little complicated, but it's not.
Yeah.
So I know we mentioned before the process, but can you actually go step by step as to how easy the process is?
And I'll kind of get into it a little bit too as to why we even created this is for the exact reason that we're talking about, is that we identified and we've heard from our vendors and customers, again, for a number of years that, hey, we can't wait for pre-approval. We would love to participate, but we need lights in today. And in the past, we'd like, all right, we'll make an exception. And at a certain point, you're breaking the rules to help, your customer be able to kind of get these lights in. So we understand there is a need for customers to get these lights in right away. And it's not that they don't want to participate. They have these hurdles that are kind of unavoidable.
Right.
And so we created this, and a lot of utility programs have rebate style incentives. We've always been a fairly heavy pre-approved program. And so now we're trying to address the need in the marketplace for a traditional rebate, so that customers can go out and get these. And from a program standpoint, what we're trying to benefit is we're trying to capture energy savings. And so now we have all this data that we've collected throughout, the decade or so that we've run this program, that we can comfortably say, okay, if you install a 4-foot LED or you install a flat panel, we know that we're going to get X amount of savings from your building. So we feel comfortable now being able to allow customers to, hey, we just installed these lights. Great. We probably know we're going to get that much savings. We know that you're going to get that much savings. So everyone kind of, benefits at the end. But I'll let Ty kind of go through the process, but I kind of wanted to give that back as to why we're now doing that. And I do think in the future, we will likely look at expanding that measure because it is very popular and it's beneficial to a lot of customers.
Yeah, so tell us about how super complicated it is to go through the process on the fast track.
Luckily, it's been very simplified from a standpoint of where, customer can come to you saying we want to put those 2x2 or 2x4s in. It's as simple as getting a head count of the functional lights that you're going to replace, and then the count of lights that you're going to put in that are in the fast track qualification, and then you're going to get a set dollar amount per light or fixture you put in. So it's a straight, as Robert said, we have the calculations, we know the savings is going to be, so the customer would get that dollar amount of savings. So if you put in 100 of those lights, you're going to get 100 times the dollar amount that you put in. Then what you're able to do is go and fill out that application. The work's already been done. The last light is installed. And a great point too, that 6 months starts once that final light is finished. So it's not when that first light's done, you have 6 months to get it in. It's when that final light. So you truly have even more longer than 6 months if it's a longer time.
So if you have a few different areas that you're doing and you can't do them all at the same time because you can't have all those areas down. So you can do the first area, move to the second, move to the third, and then you have that time frame in between when that last one is finished. You still have the 6 months after.
Absolutely.
To be honest with you, man, I keep forgetting about the 6 months. Which I know there's a time frame in there, but I'm kind of still a little bit misbelieving that it's actually 6 months. That's a long time to be able to, and it literally, the whole approval process, which means just filling out that, it's takes you longer to go to the website and click on what you need to do.
Yes.
It is so uncomplicated now, which is why we've been so excited about the program. Back to one of the things that you mentioned, Ty, is that it actually does only apply to current working fixtures.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
So if you have half of your warehouse is out, then you can only retro the working fixtures to get rebate.
So kind of yes and no to that. And this is where Fast Track is a little bit different than our pre-approval, right? So since we are not inspecting the warehouse and we are giving deemed values for savings, at the end of the day, it's the new lights that we're really only concerned about.
Okay.
And there is kind of a gray area too with like a new construction or kind of a remodel of an existing space where Fast Track can play a part. So it is a very flexible incentive in that regard. Whereas if we were looking at pre-approval, where we're paying truly now on, are these lights operating, are they working, and we have to validate that savings. With Fast Track, since we're kind of taking a wide kind of breadth at kind of what the savings is, we do have that flexibility now to say, hey, did you install 50 of these 2x4s and maybe, before you got in here, 50 didn't work or, 25 didn't work? We're going to pay you on that 50 that you bought and installed.
Gotcha.
So there is some flexibility in that where on the pre-approval side, you're exactly right. We would not pay you on that.
I kind of just did want to get clarification on that part. Yeah. I didn't want that to go by.
But that makes it easier now because like Ty said, give us your invoice, give us your spec sheet.
Right.
I will pay you on what you bought and installed.
Right, exactly. So let's talk a bit about the real meat and potatoes of the program, which is the dollars you get back per item installed. Because that's the second most shocking point. The first most shocking thing to me is the 6 months time that you get to qualify, that you get to apply after the installation. But the actually biggest thing is the dollar amount you get back.
You want to talk about that, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely. I brought my cheat sheet just to make sure, things right. But as we mentioned on those 2-foot linear tubes, the TH, you're going to get that $3 per tube that you put on there. Then with the 4-foot, you're getting that $4. With the U-bend, you're getting the $7. And then the larger amount, those 2x2s, you're getting that $18. And then the 4x4s, you're getting that $22. Or 2x4s, you're getting that $22.
Yeah. So to put that in perspective, let's say somebody is retrofitting a 2x4 lay-in fixture, and they're going to keep the tubes. They're not going to change the whole fixture. They're going to retrofit the tubes. That's $4 per tube. So you're going to get back $16 to do that fixture. To put that in perspective, we are typically selling a 4-foot tube, depending on quantity, around $6 or $7 a tube. That is an enormous discount. And then when you're talking about a 2x4 flat panel, though at $22 or $23. I have to look at my cheat
So
sheet.
2x4, the $22.
$22.
Yes, sir.
I had to look at I got that cheat sheet right behind
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But at $22, I mean, again, we're selling those things for like, upper 30s or so now. So you're literally looking at, 50% or more that you're getting back for something you're probably doing anyway.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, you're going to save on the energy consumption that you're putting in there. So you're like triple tapping on that.
And I will say too, for our program, and it's good to know, is that our incentive is capped at 70% of material costs. So oftentimes you can get in a situation where the lamps that you're buying, maybe $5 or even $4 if you're buying in big enough bulk.
Sure.
So we're not going to cover 100%, but you can almost at a certain point say like, this rebate will cover almost 70% of that cost in and of itself. Likely we do see 50 to 60% of that cost being covered. And that's a big chunk.
And one of the reasons that we've seen at the store about 50 to 60% savings is because of the quantity. Because let's talk about the minimum, because you just talked about the maximum cap. Let's talk about the minimum. What is the lowest amount, the minimum requirement for the TV?
So on our programs like this, the minimum requirement on the incentive is $150. So that project to be able to be submitted and go through the process, it has to get that minimum.
$150. So that is, again, realistically, it's like 8 less than 8 2x4. I mean, it's nothing.
It's a very small project.
But what I also want to point out about that is you don't want to just, if you have an area that you have 100 2x4s, you don't want to just do 10 at a time or 20 at a time. And why would that be? Because you can only do 3.
Yeah, you only do 3 at a time.
Three. Well, not applications, but come on, Sean.
You can do as many applications as you want, but you are limited to that $150 that amount. So you want to make sure that you're at least submitting enough fixtures that you could over that $150.
But can't you can only do 3 incentives per physical address, or unless that's changed, right? Am I misremembering something?
You can do as many as you want.
Really?
Do as many as you want.
I thought it was limited to 3.
You can do as many applications for that address as you want.
I made something up. I've been telling customers you got to do 3.
No, you can do as many as you want for that address. Now, I wouldn't advise it only because it's just a lot of work for everyone's part.
Yeah.
However, I know people, maybe can't quite do that. So
right. Yeah.
I would, we always say do as much as you can. And the other day too, the longer you wait to do an energy project, the more money you are wasting. You are eating into your bill day after day, month after month, and it may not feel like that because you're so used to paying that electric bill. But that's a lesson that is hard to grasp. Is that the longer I wait, I know this is a capital project, but you're wasting money.
Yeah.
Every day spending on your utility bill. I know it's kind of a fixed cost and a sunk cost, but it's something that you should consider.
I mean, it's almost like one of some of the stuff that's hidden cost.
It is
almost like a tax that you don't know that you're paying,
and you just don't feel it until it's finally gone. You're like, why did I wait so long to do that?
Right.
And lighting is a very low-hanging fruit to get money back in your pocket.
Right.
And the great thing you were talking about the minimum is too that I've talked to a lot of customers that they're like, oh, my project's too small. Let's talk to small churches or talk to small businesses. And I was like, no, there's not. I mean, $150 minimum, it's an opportunity for every type of small, large business and all. So we want to capture as much energy and provide as much savings as we can. So we always encourage them, bring it to us, bring it to the PPN. I mean, all they can say is no, but typically it's going to be larger than qualified.
And just to point out again, if somebody was interested in doing, getting involved in the TVA incentives, the fast track is probably the easiest way to do that. And then also they would want to contact a PPA partner, or could they go directly to TVA's website?
Yeah. So they can contact us. They can contact Ty. Obviously, we encourage everyone to go through partners like yourself. You know the rules. You're selling these projects. And we always are going to push them over to you all too. But if they want to learn about the program, figure out next steps, we're resources to help.
Okay. And what's the website they could go to?
So TVAs that has their energy right instead of website they can go to. There's going to be different forms on there they can fill out the different interests. That's going to go through the channels. Then it's going to end up in our mailbox where we can reach out. They also have a great feature on the website, find the PPN, find a contractor. So they can go in there, put in their local zip code, check the boxes that are looking for it. Then those different PPNs are going to pop up, and then they can reach out to them directly and say, "I have this project. You're in the preferred partner network. Can you help me get that going?" So,
but instead of having to do all that, guys, just call us at Bowling Green Winlectric, 270-842-6153.
Absolutely.
Now, so to kind of tie it all together, super easy program. TVA's actually hit this one out of the park. I know you mentioned before looking at expanding it into different types of fixtures, possibly on the commercial industrial side a little bit further, which I'm excited about personally because I sell a lot of those fixtures that you're talking about. I don't want to mention it just in case it doesn't go through, but super easy to do, really quick and easy to do. Get a lot of money back, and who doesn't want more money in their pocket?
Absolutely.
So, guys, want to thank Ty and Robert for stopping in with us today. Take Robert, right?
Yes, sir.
I told you, man. Jeez, it's so bad.
You had it right. I
know. I should have just rolled with it, but I'd rather be, make sure I'm right. But anyway, want to thank them for coming in, talking with us about TVA's incentive program, specifically the fast track. Now, we are going to have another episode with them coming up that's going to go a little bit more in depth into some of the other programs they offer. So you're not going to want to miss that one too. Can't tell you when that one's going to air yet. We'll see. Thanks again, guys, for joining us with What's Up with Winlectric.